Hello and welcome to Gaming Gain. My name is Muzz and today I'm going to be looking back at the PlayStation 5 Showcase that was last night. I did do a reactions video to it, but I wasn't too happy with how it turned out. I was tired. I wasn't really giving it that much insight into the game, so I thought I'd do another video where I can kind of take each announcement as it comes and try and give a more in-depth analysis of it. No in-depth analysis needed for this bit, but because it's just the price and the date. £450 in line with Xbox, so it's interesting that they are, because we've never really had a console generation like this where both the big two are going against each other. Nintendo's kind of its own, they do their own thing. Sony and Microsoft have been the big two for a while now and never had them going up against each other price wise and at the same time. The PlayStation 5 gets released on November 12th in other parts of the world. To mine, I get it November 19th, so I need to wait an extra 7 days. So that is, it is what it is. I'm not too fussed about it. I'll get it when I'll get it. But yeah, the price is kind of what we expected. This is what I was hoping it would be for both consoles. I think this is the right kind of price. Anything more than, I think you could have went up to £500 with it, maybe like $550. But anything higher than that, you're kind of scratching your head, going, is that really justifying price? But we'll get on to the games, the release day games, which we didn't really find out in this, but we found out after. So yeah, we'll move on to some of the games. So now we're on Final Fantasy 16, which was running on PC, not PlayStation 5, but I guess that's what they've got to do when it's in development. I should have played the Final Fantasy games. It is a huge franchise. Some of the best games apparently ever made are Final Fantasy games, and yet I've not played them. I've done impressions on the Final Fantasy 7 remake. Should have played it. Haven't played it yet. Just due to everything that was going on and whatnot, other financial elements. But the game looks very interesting, very story heavy trailer, which for a game like this you'd expect. The action looks very, very good. The combat's similar to like the Final Fantasy remake, obviously in Final Fantasy 15 I believe. So a bit more action opposed to the traditional JRPG style. But I don't know, it's one of those games that if I jump into this one, because they all seem to be self-contained story. Obviously you'll have different elements from different games in it, but yeah, it looks good. I'll say that the graphics look good and the combat looks very, very fun. But maybe I'll jump in. I don't know. I said this about Final Fantasy remake and I didn't, so I will wait to see what I actually do with it. Moving on to Spider-Man. So Spider-Man Miles Morales is going to be a self-contained story. It's not going to be a huge game. It's going to be, a good chunk of an experience, 10 hours plus. But it looks very good. What I've heard is that this is coming out on PlayStation 4 as well, which is interesting. Very interesting that, because this you'd assume would be one of the games that you'd want to have on the PlayStation 5 to encourage people, being that Spider-Man is by far and away the most popular exclusive that Sony has. I seen a poll recently that showed me that. God of War was second, which we'll get to later. But yeah, the game, this looks lovely. Like this I've not played Spider-Man. I know I should have. It's right there. I can play it any time, but just time constraints and other things going on, unfortunately. But looks great. The combat, which we'll probably not get to in this, looked fun. The cinematic set piece looked fantastic. However, we've seen the bridge scene so many times. Like, why is it always on a bridge with superheroes? Pick a different location. They're pretty good on bridges, apparently. But you take the Avengers game, and compare it to this, I was much more interested in this bridge scene than the Avengers one. But that is pretty much, there's not really much else to say. The game looks good. It's going to be a good game because the Spider-Man game was a very good game. So I expect this to be a very good game as well. And then we come to a game that has been teased a lot. I've heard about this game before, kind of an open world Hogwarts adventure, and we got it. Hogwarts Legacy, made by Avalanche, who made Just Cause. They made another game recently, which I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's interesting that they release it at this time. Obviously, there's a lot of controversy surrounding J.K. Rowling at the minute, so there was the time to reveal this game would have been before all that, but obviously hindsight is a beautiful thing. So when do you release a game like this or show a game like this? No time like the present, I guess. But taking that aside, the game does look interesting. It would be a game that I am interested in. I do like the Harry Potter films and the books. I played the kind of the first couple of games when they were good, the Philosopher's Stone and Chamber of Secrets, and I enjoyed those experiences. So maybe this is going to be like that. But I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan, but I like the idea of a Harry Potter game, especially like if it's like an RPG where you can like kind of deck out your character to how you want to be. I wonder if you could become a Death Eater. Probably not. That would be a pretty cool turn of events. But the game looks a bit janky in places, but when you're talking about something that's, you know, hopefully going to be on a bigger scale, because it does allude to like a bigger universe. But the combat, I'll be interested to see what that's like. Dragon was cool. Game looks like it's going to be a good game. I hope it's going to be a goal. I'm not sure. Avalanche is kind of up or down. Like Just Cause is the second one I love, but third and fourth I'm like eh. But we'll see what happens with it. And then we have the COD campaign. I was very unenthusiastic last night about this because you know what you're getting with COD, right? You know what you're getting. There's no surprises, there's no shocks. It's Call of Duty campaign, which is good. Like the Call of Duty campaigns I've loved down the years. But it doesn't get me excited. The graphics don't look anything like an upgrade. I don't believe they do anyway. They look good, but it doesn't look... A lot of these games actually don't look that next gen. There's one that I will talk about that definitely does, but from here, yeah, the game, it's just basically a COD campaign. You're going to have big action set piece moments, very good shooting. I was confused about this trailer, why they chose to use an RC car which can keep up with trucks, cars, and a plane that's about to take off. That is a fast RC car. So I wonder if you can, because this person, I wonder if you can shoot now. You don't have a gun out, but they seem to indicate that this game has like multiple endings. So in this next scene, he actually misses the target. He's trying to kill that guy in the back. He actually misses. So I wonder if you can actually hit him, if you can be more patient and hit him, and that kind of triggers another series of events, because it's kind of cutting away there. But yeah, I mean, it's COD. It's going to be a good game to play, whether you're playing it for the single player or the multiplayer. Resident Evil 8 Village. This is actually one of the ones that I thought could be cut. I don't understand why this was in it, to be honest. It felt not rushed. The trailer was, they didn't really reveal anything more than what the other trailer did. There was a few extra scenes, but yeah, some of the trailers in this conference felt like that. They felt like, why was this here? You could have maybe trimmed it down a bit. But I'm excited for this game. Love Resident Evil as a franchise. Love horror games. I think Resident Evil 7 was a fantastic experience. I hope it's in VR because playing it in VR just adds that extra element to it. If it's not, it'll still be a great game. But not really much else to go on. Now, Deathloop. This was one of the trailers that came, one of the games that came back that I actually thought showed off something new that was very interesting. So, basically, it seems like this game is going for, I don't really know, because basically you've got 8 targets, and it seemed to indicate that you could potentially get all of those 8 targets into one location, which would benefit you because it talks about having to kill one target over here and then go to another target, and by the time you killed that other target's back alive. So you have to kind of figure out how to get them close together or how to do it in a certain way. I imagine you could get very, very good at doing the levels in this game because you have to, redo it. The gunplay looks slick, very Dishonored abilities, and yeah, not really much else to say on this one because I enjoy the look of this game. I think it's going to be a great game, and this element of it, this kind of strategic planning, could really make it a great game. Digging the vibes. Not really seen much on the other assassin who's just trying to take you out. How does that work if you're near the end of a mission? How frustrating would it be to constantly have someone in killing you at the end? But that seems to be what they're going for. But it looks like a very interesting game. Can't wait to play it. Deathloop. So DMC5. Don't really have a lot to say on DMC as a franchise. I've not played it. I played the Ninja Theory one, which I enjoyed. It's a special edition. It's coming out digitally at launch, which is good for people who like it. I may pick it up. I don't know. It's just the problem with not playing past 4 games. Kind of seems silly to jump in at 5, but the combat looks great. The action looks very, very exciting. But I've not played the rest, so I probably won't be getting this. But it is coming out on launch digitally, not on disc, which is interesting. And now we have Oddworld Soulstorm, which tonally is all over the place. I talked about this in the last. It seems like a very intense, very not politically driven, but certainly taken some elements of today of like corporate control and applying it to the story here in a more extreme way, obviously. But then at the end scene, you have them like complaining about like a sore stomach, I want to get out of here in a kind of funny manner. So tonally, it's all over the place. However, it does look good. It does look like a very interesting game. I've not played the original. Should have. It's a good game. That's why it's getting this kind of treatment. But it's just time. It's just time. Like, I don't have the time to go back and actually. Like, it seems very serious here. Like everybody's trying to escape. You're trying to get back. Like shots like this, it seems like they're going for a very not realistic, but like more intense story. But they have like the villains kind of cartoony, I guess. But I don't know. It looks good. This is Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. I haven't played any of the Five Nights games, but I really enjoy hearing about the lore, the story behind it. It's kind of grown arms and legs at this point, but it is one of the more interesting stories to hear about. I've not played any of the games. I don't think I have to at this point. There's so many of them that it would take too long to go back and actually play them all. But the story is cool, and I look forward to hearing more about it from other people who have played the game. This was the big one. This was the one that really showed off the graphics to me and that was Demon's Souls. The graphics looked amazing. Blue Point have done some very, very good remakes. Shadow of the Colossus comes to mind, but the graphics here look incredible. Like, this looks like a jump, a small jump, but it looks like a jump. The graphics, the lighting, the level of fidelity looks incredible. The combat here is a little bit easy. Don't expect to be doing that during one of these games if you've not played a Souls game before. But this is Demon's Souls. This is the tutorial area that we're going through at the minute, and just cannot wait. This is a launch game. Looking very much forward to it. It looks a very, well, I obviously know I played this part of the game, but the graphics here, the actual detail look very, very good. The fact that you're one-shotting enemies isn't an accurate representation of this game, but you get to the boss and you see the flesh, you see blood splatter on the boss. It looks incredible, and this was the game that made me go, wow, this looks next gen. This looks like a step up in graphics. And we're going to get to the boss here soon, so we can talk about that. I think it's just up to the, maybe not. But yeah, Demon's Souls, obviously a Souls game, started it all off. It's crazy to think that this started it all off. You've got so many games like it now, where this was the first one of its kind. Wonder, is this the boss? I don't think so. No, I think it's up another set of stairs. But very excited. This is a launch day game, which is great. I think they need something like this, even though it's a remake of an old game. It wasn't remade on the PlayStation 4, so to remake it on the PlayStation 5 I think does it a lot of good. But look how good this boss looks. Look at the flesh jiggle and move. Oh, it looks disgusting. Looking at the eyes, the smoke coming out of the eyes looks very good. The blood splatter that's on it, the lighting as well. Oh, it looks fantastic. So that's Demon's Souls. Can't wait for it. And then we come to Fortnite, which, you know, it's an announcement of a game that's on PlayStation 4, but these are the games that will kind of help the first couple of months, I believe. Your Fortnites, hopefully your Apex Legends will be on there, Fall Guys, your Rocket Leagues. They will all, bar Fall Guys at the minute, are all free to play. They'll come at launch most likely, and they'll help see you through the first couple of months, because if you're an early adopter, you know that it's going to be a bit sparse. The PlayStation Plus collection, however, kind of helps that problem as well. This is a new benefit to the PlayStation Plus subscription service, so you get the free games, two free games every month, and now you're getting this collection for the PlayStation 5, which is some great games on this collection to play on your PlayStation 5 day one. All you need to do is download it, which is very, very good. For some of the I've played a lot of these games. There's some in here that I have not played that I will be playing on PlayStation 5, I think, just to kind of fill in that gap in the launch window, because it's not a big launch window for new games, but this really adds to it. So I think this is a good addition to the service. I'm glad that it's not costing you more. I'm glad it's just being added on to your existing subscription. Now we come to the reveal of God of War Ragnarok. I presume that's what it's called. Just a tease, nothing more than this screen, but cannot wait. Apparently it's coming out next year, 2021. Would be amazing if that was true. Would be fantastic. God of War on the PlayStation 4 was one of the exclusives that really showed off the capabilities of the PlayStation 4, the amazing gameplay, the amazing story that Santa Monica showcase there was incredible, and I cannot wait for Ragnarok. So that is the video. That is the showcase. Mixed bag. Thought they could have trimmed some things down. Resident Evil, Soulstorm, I don't think needed to be there. They didn't really show off that much new footage. But you had big surprise. Oh, not surprises. We knew, you know, Harry Potter was a game, but nice to see it actually revealed. Final Fantasy 16. That's going to be great for some people. Demon's Souls had a great showing, a fantastic showing. Twine had a good showing. So there's benefits. We got the price, we got the date. It's going to be interesting to see the PlayStation and Xbox actually going up against each other. This is the first time that I can remember that they're getting released at the same time for the same price. So it's essentially going to come down to which services you like better, which I think Xbox is actually doing a really good job with their Games Pass. I think the PlayStation Plus collection is something to try and help fight back against that. I'm excited for both. I wish I could get both, but that's more than likely not going to happen. You know, these are both £450 machines. It's a lot of money. If I do, I'm getting the PlayStation 5 just because I've been with PlayStation this generation. Previous generations I had both because I could afford it. But this was a decent showcase. I think the games that are going to be out on launch will be good enough. There'll be enough there to keep me going until the bigger games come out in 2021, like your Resident Evils, your Deathloops, your Final Fantasies, if I do decide to jump into that. But let me know what you think. Did you enjoy the showcase? Do you think PlayStation done a good job? Are you going to go for Xbox? I may do a video comparing the two, just because I think Xbox are doing very good things, just like PlayStation are doing good things. And yeah, let me know what you think. Xbox or PlayStation. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, do all that good stuff. And any thoughts, comments, general hostile remarks, leave them below. Thank you very much. Bye bye.